What's going on, guys? TacTixHD here with the 9th season of my NHL 23 Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode series. As always, appreciate all the support on these videos. If you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up, it really helps me out. Now, as you guys can see, I actually haven't seen through the preseason yet, and I'm probably going to skip over showing you guys the team, as I'm actually planning on making a trade here right at the start. But if you didn't miss the last episode, Ottawa Senators there on the Stanley Cup. We still have one, 2 and 3 years there, but it's been a couple seasons now. Got a couple years left. I'm hoping we can at least add one more Stanley Cup here to this franchise. So the first trade I'm looking to make is a 2-for-1. You guys said you want me to do that so I can call up the guy in the AHL. He's got an awesome shot. And I'm ducked here. I've Quentin Byfield on the block. If you guys forget, we actually made a huge trade to get him with Brant Clark and the second overall pick for that first overall guy. So I'm thinking this makes a lot of sense. Byfield's on the block, 90 overall power forward. He's got a great shot there, good physicality. Can play defense as well, so you can use him on the PK. Obviously played for us a couple seasons, had like one very strong year, so bringing him back at 50% because otherwise just going to be impossible for us to afford him. Obviously too, I think he does have 1 year left on his deal, which is why, yeah, he does. He's on the block. So quickly here, I'll show you guys. Yeah, the last time he played with us, 25-26, 45 points there, 63 games before we sent him out in a big trade for Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry, 73 the year before that. So hopefully this trade's worth it for us. I'm actually staying away that guy we drafted 5th overall, Matthew Marleau. He's a solid player, but honestly, he's got a lot more value here than Olis. Olis is the same rating, 99 passing. I feel like just as good a playmaker, which is what we kind of want him for. So the deal is going to be Marleau and Dumais. Dumais got to be involved for salary. Again, we're looking to make that 2-for-1. So big time offer here from us. As you can see, the value's actually on our side. They somehow have no second round pick the next 2 years. 2033 second round pick. Looks to make it pretty even. Maybe even we could add like a 4th rounder this year. Byfield at 50%. Do the Ducks say yes? Trades rejected. Don't retain salary, even though it's literally the beginning of the year. Trade still rejected. Okay, no second round pick. Will they do the trade now? Because we need him at 50%. Otherwise, trade can't happen. Wow, still rejected. I mean, literally has 1 year left. I hate this game sometimes. So I was looking around the league, guys, and there's no other team that has a player like Byfield available. Basically a star with only 1 year left, because everyone else, long-term deal. No way they retain. +2. We really couldn't afford them after this season. So we got to go for him. I'm going to add McArdle here, medium link goalie prospect. Hopefully he pushes it over enough where the Ducks are willing to retain, because like the way this trade big time, you look at the value. And there you go. Okay, they will say yes. They get a medium link goalie. Honestly, that's fine. I was actually considering giving them one of the high elites. The fact we still have both of those, plus some high starters, like, we are fine in the goalie department. Alright guys, after that trade, here's an updated look at the team. I really do think we're going to be back in the Stanley Cup final this year. So, as you can see, no change to that first line. They played well. Celebrini, Bedard, Zegras getting a +3. Second line there, Crystal, Byfield, Johnson. Should be pretty good because you got the playmaker, power forward, sniper combo. Third line, so Sanchez getting called up. You guys wanted him to. Like, 5-star shot. I'm thinking, with some power play time, should have a pretty solid rookie season. Playing there with Eriksson Ek, who's just a great two-way player, 98 the awareness. And then he's also got Olis, another rookie on the left wing, who's got 99 passing. So I'm hoping Olis can just kind of set up Sanchez, Eriksson Ek, play the right way, cover the defensive responsibilities for that line. Fourth line, IFL, Jenner, Grand Pierre. It's been that way for a couple seasons, getting a +2. Defensively, no change. Renski, Clark, Jarechak, Dickinson, Jarechak, Jones. The 2+5 lines I really like. Goaltending, Tarasov starting, only an 83, but should be okay. Smart backing him up, has immediately potential, 81 overall. As I mentioned to you guys with the special teams, so Byfield there was on power play 1 out front in front of the net. I mean, they're all 90+, and they're getting a +5. Power play 2 here even looks pretty solid. I'm actually, relying on those rookies here. I've got Olis as the distributor with Sanchez there as a finisher. In terms of the foreman, again, just kind of our 4 best players. Foreman, power play 2. And might have noticed Eriksson Ek on any power plays. I want him fresh when he's out there on the PK, dominating. You guys can see +5 in the first unit. Renski and Jones there reunited for that first PK. PK 2 even +2. Byfield's pretty good defensive stats, 89 awareness. 94 stick check. His physical, I think this should be like, a good player for us, both sides of the ice. Jenner there and Johnson on the 3rd unit. So, I mean, overall, I think this Byfield trade really pushes us over the top. In terms of the AHL team as well, like, they still got Packers in 82, Niederbach, Plekhanov, Bemstrom, Perot. Bomb 6 isn't the best, but, like, overall, they shouldn't be too bad. Defensively there, they're decent. Goaltending, 78 Cran, high elite. Houston there, 75 high elite. I mean, at least one of them is going to be an 80 by the end of the season, so I'm pretty, satisfied with the AHL team as well. Now, in terms of the preseason here, guys, 4-2. Zegras has 9 points in 6 games. Take a look here at our ratings now with Byfield added to start the year. We've got 98 offense, 97 defense, 83 goaltending. So let's see if this team's good enough to win our 3rd Stanley Cup. All right, guys, we're at the end of December now. It's another slow start for us, 16, 12, and 6. We are actually 3rd, though, in the division. I didn't think we'd be good enough there. Luckily, the division's not really playing that great. AHL-wise, 24, 3-2. What? They have 50 points already, Chris's break. They're absolutely dominating. I honestly didn't expect that. Frazier there, over a point per game. Love seeing that. Bedard as well, 44 and 34. So, I mean, I'm actually, I guess, pretty happy. Hopefully, NHL team, though, can pick it up a bit. 16 and 12. They're just barely over 500. All right, guys, so it's on the trade deadline. We have a record here of 30, 20, and 11. So I'd say we're playing slightly better there. We're still, though, third place in the division. Flyers right on our tail, tied with us in a wildcard spot. AHL-wise, 42, 8, and 4, 88 points. I think this is honestly the best AHL season we've had so far. Perot there, now the leading scorer, just slightly under a point per game. Zegras took over Bedard, 77 and 61. So I think that first line's popping off. Honestly, I mean, we'll see what's out there. We're definitely a buyer. We don't have a lot of money to spend, though, so it'll be kind of tough here to make a deal happen, but always looking. Korchinski here, 90 overall, 1 year left. Matthew Savoy didn't get a contract. That kind of sucks to see. Michkov last year at the Blackhawks. Jack Quinn actually joined the Lightning. Jacob Chikrin, Matt Barzal, Sandin Palika, Dimidov there, Tuck, Gensel. Okay, so you got some pretty big name players. Again, for us, how much money we actually have to work with. So we have 700K, which means I don't really want to trade away any of our roster players. I kind of actually like everybody. That does remind me, though, Brant Clark on an expiring deal. I'm not sure how we're going to keep him. It is going to be super tough because he's going to ask for 10 million plus. I don't even know. Might honestly have to trade away Jaracek to keep Clark instead or get a return for Clark. I guess, honestly, probably Seth Jones is going to be a one-time thing because, yeah, 5.5 million. If we give that to Clark, we actually should be okay, especially, too, we do have that one immediately defenseman coming up in Jackala there. Already a 78, so it could be an 80 by next season. In terms of the goaltending here, guys, I'm curious to see how Tarasov's doing. Under 900, are you kidding me? Gave him a chance. 18 wins in 46 games. It's really not that good. Samard, 905, 288. 12 wins there in 22 games, so he's doing much better for us. Luckily, they're both really cheap, plus Cran could even, like I mentioned before, be the starter. 9.3417 in the AHL right now. Liking his stats. I mean, Stick there and the glove are both very, very high. So right now, guys, I'm trying to make one small trade here with the Minnesota Wild. Dimashov never got a contract from them. 26 years old, 8th year overall. He's got bouncers, shutdown X factors. D-awareness isn't the highest, but he does have 91 shot block, stick check, 5-star physical. Pretty solid shot, too. So I'm thinking, just a chance to have him on the bottom pair next year if we need him. Hopefully it doesn't cost a lot of money. Second round pick this year's draft. This will be our last draft, so I mean, unless we really, hit the pick out of the park, probably not going to ever do anything, especially not as good as an 83 in 1 year. So I think it's worth it. Pretty equal value. Trades accepted, yeah. So just kind of a nice insurance option because, again, I think we'll have to trade away Seth Jones. All right, guys, so the trade deadline is now complete. We just made that one small trade there because, again, we were right up against the salary cap max. Making a move, though, for next season. So around the rest of the league, you got Lucas Reichel there going to St. Louis Blues, a rival team. Eric Chernick, the Vancouver Canucks. Let's see. Jacob Chikrin to the Canucks as well. Wow, they got a couple pretty big-name defensemen. Kane Korczak to the Jets. John Beecher there to the Islanders. Gabe Landeskog to the Vegas Golden Knights. Hopefully his career's not over. I've seen some people saying that might be the case. Jack Eye as well was involved in that trade. Same with Trennan there. Simashev for us. Mikey Anderson to the Hurricanes. Zaka to the Minnesota Wild. Let's see. Anything else? Ryan Poehling to the Senators. Anthony Mantha to the Blues. Cody Glass also to the Blues. Braden Schneider there to the Kraken. And then you got Matthias Samuelsson to the Bruins. So nothing too crazy, I would say. I guess Chikrin, though, they do say it's a blockbuster trade. So Mason Marchment, 1 year left, 1.1 million. Only a 78, though. Yeah, he would have had to have some insane defensive awareness or physical stats for it to make sense picking him up. Line should be the same unless the game hates me. Yeah, so it looks like the lines are still all the way we set them. So we'll see how this team does the last month and a half here, and hopefully, like I said, can make a Stanley Cup run. All right, guys, so we just finished semi through the season, and it was way closer than I expected for us to make the playoffs. We got the last wildcard spot there, 92 points, 39, 29, 14 record on the year. You can see, though, Senators there, 1 point back of us, of course, defending Stanley Cup champs. That means they're missing the playoffs. Sabres, they were only 2 points back. The East ended up being pretty solid. I didn't think it was going to be that close. AHL-wise, 53, 12, and 7 final record, 113 points. They do win the league, so hopefully they can win another Calder Cup here. Jacob Pro about a point per game. Zegras, 101.82. Let's go. Huge year for him. I think that's the second time he's hit the 100-point mark. Let's see. Bedard, 91. I'm surprised Zegras kind of popped off. Bedard, though, had 52 goals. That could be good for Maurice Richard. Celebrini, 89 is not bad at all. Byfield, 65 with us. Clark, 55. Johnson, 53. Renski there, 52. So we had 7 players, 50-plus points. Olis, 43. Crystal's also in the 40s. Overall, I think, we can be pretty happy. Sanchez here, only 29 points. I expected a bit more from him just based on, how good his shot is. He's getting power play time as well, but that's okay. Eriksson there, only 25 points. He was playing, third line center, only PK. We really have him more for the shutdown role, so not the end of the world. Goaltending stats, I mean, both below 900. They have such good defense in front of them, honestly. Pretty surprised. Maybe, the rating does matter. Honestly, that's probably more unlucky / you got to find the right low-rated goalie. Take a look here in the AHL. So these guys are nuts. 929 to 184 for Cran. Only 79 so far, but again, as I mentioned, could be our starter next season if we need him. Plekhanov 63, Niederbach 61. So the first line is pretty good. Pecker 58 will probably be IFL's replacement next season. Frazier, Bemstrom, Texier, Minton, all at 50+ points. So overall, pretty happy to see Jackla there, 22. He's the guy. Could also get a call up to the NHL next year. And now look at the entire league here. Barkov led in points, 119. You got McKinnon, Hughes, Meyer, Kachuk. Ziegler still was on the first page. It's pretty sick. Goals. Bedard does win the Maurice Richard. Let's go. He actually had one more than both Kaprizov and Matthews. Okay, so pretty awesome. We'll get some hardware. Defensive scoring with Car 96. I mean, his numbers for defensemen are literally they're just stupid. Look at that. Just absolutely unreal. Goaltender stats here. Scarab now at the least, 49 wins. Jeez. Highest save percentage there for starters. Spencer Knight, 916. Actually tied with Demko. Goals against here looks to be Knight, though, 2.7. Slight lead. Rookie skaters. Jaden Aston. Wow, 80 points. First overall pick, 2029. Just now makes the league as 91 overall. So they left him in the AHL for quite a bit. Chichu there, maybe related to Jonathan Chichu. But Olis on our team, 43. Marlowe, who of course we traded for Byfield, he put up 39. So Olis there had a better season, 12.5 minutes a night. Marlowe at 16, so I guess he made the right move, keeping Olis over Marlowe. And then of course a bit further down there you can see Sanchez. I would say not too bad of a year. I'm glad we did make the playoffs. I can't believe it was as close as it was. Look at the entire league. Devils there with the President's Trophy. You had 8 teams with 100+ points. We finished 15th in the entire league, so we definitely deserved a spot. Ottawa there kind of getting screwed. Entire league. Islanders last place, 61 points. Goals for here. Devils are first. We're third. Highest scoring team. And then goals against here. Florida Panthers are the best. Now, we weren't one of the best teams in terms of goals against, nor were we one of the worst, though. So, middle of the pack. Again, looking at both goalies under 900 save percentage, definitely an area of improvement for that final year. But the goalies we have for the playoffs. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe somebody can come alive here, kind of like Bobrovsky for the Panthers. We got the Devils, who, of course, we've played quite a bit. We know they got that nasty top 6. We'll see if they've made any more moves. First line here still to Brinkett, Hughes, Bratt. They got Mark Stone, though, who's a 78 overall now on the second line. Wow, he's making 4.775. I mean, that's bold of them. Mercer, Meyer. Then they have Hischier third line center, so the ultimate third line center. Playing with Zachary Leroux, Amirov, who's pretty solid. Fourth line's all 80s. Defensively, Soderstrom, Nemec. Lacking a lot of depth behind those two. Yorgi's their starter, only an 83. And then they got Tristan Jarry backing him up. So on paper, I like our team a lot more, but in terms of the sim, I mean, they literally had, 18 more wins than us. So I don't know. I thought our team was better on paper. They definitely have, some nice forward depth, but defensively, goaltending, nothing to write home about. First 2 games, guys, in New Jersey, 6-5 OT win. That's good. Good start. 5-2 loss. I mean, I'll take 1-1 headed home here to Columbus. And 3-2 OT loss. 3-2 OT loss. Wow. So both games going to OT. Tough breaks each time. We have to win out here. We're going home round 1 again. Can we do it? 3-0 win. 4-1 win. Are you kidding me? 6-5 OT loss. Wow. 3 of the 4 losses we had came in OT. Literally just one of those goes our way and we move on. Unfortunately, another first round exit. Absolutely heartbreaking. AHL team, though, is moving on by the looks of it. So we'll follow their, road here to the Calder Cup, hopefully. Charlie Marley's here in round 2. And currently up 2-1, now 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. Taking on the Hershey Bears here in the conference final. Can they get by them? 1-1, 3-1, and there we go. Beat them in 6. And in the Calder Cup final, we got the Calgary Wranglers. So this AHL team, they're looking pretty good. I'll probably just sim through this, whole thing, just the AHL. And unfortunately, come up a little bit short. Florida Panthers, I mentioned Bobrovsky. They win the Stanley Cup there. And of course, Calgary Wranglers with the Calder. I'm curious to see, did we win, 1 game? Oh no, we won 2 games. We lost in 6. At least, the AHL team put up a fight, got close. But I still can't believe back-to-back first-round exits there for the NHL team. Edmonton just from 8-1, picking first overall here in 2031. No idea, who the stud would be. Olis there. I mean, the 99 passing rookie, he put up over a point per game. I'm curious to see how everyone else on our team did. Zegras, Eriksson, Bedard were all a point per game as well. Dickinson just behind. Kind of surprising for him, honestly. Celebrini, 5 assists. Okay, goaltending. I mean, Tarasov had better numbers in the regular season. 900, 301 goals against. Not too terrible. Playoff tree here. Panthers beat the Red Wings in 6, Leafs in 6, Devils in 6, and the Blues in 6. They like winning series in 6, apparently. So, awards here. We know all the team awards. Individual, Barkov, Art Ross, also got the Hart Trophy, so big year for the Panthers. Kellen Carr with his 4th straight Norris Trophy. He's literally doing Nicholas Lidstrom-esque things, but obviously he's putting up a lot more points, so I'd say kind of a mix there between Poppy or Nick Lidstrom, which basically makes him the best defenseman of all time at this point in this sim. Barkov also won the Lady Byng. Aston Calder, of course. Kachuk Conn Smythe, I think he's got a good chance to win it in real life this year. Spencer Knight got the Vezina, so yeah, Florida just cleaning up, along with William Jennings there. Andrew Pete now in Tampa Bay, Bill Masterton, of course, former player of ours. Washington coach Jack Adams. Gavin McKenna, another Selke, back-to-back. Barkov, Ted Lindsay, and then, of course, Bedard there did win the Maurice Shard. I think that might have been his first one, if not, at most, it was like his second. AHL-wise, of course, no Calder Cup, but we do win regular season back-to-back years. Of course, that means we won our conference, our division. So the AHL team, like, they're playing pretty well. Panarin now in the AHL most points. Someone pointed out he was in free agency, and, I mean, the fact that he ended up going to AHL anyway, like, we could have signed him, just didn't have a ton of room for him. If he doesn't retire, maybe we can try and make that happen. Also won MVP there, the AHL. McDermott, most goals. Nazco, our defenseman, won best D-man. That is sweet. Probably had the best plus-minus. Cran as well, best goalie. Ludwinski here won MVP of the playoffs. You guys watched my Bedard career sim. For some reason, the Blackhawks gave him the seat over like a 95 overall Connor Bedard. Panarin also got sportsmanship. And then Cran and Houston there, of course, split for the lowest goals again. So, yeah, if Panarin doesn't retire, we could, try and sign him. I think that'd be fun. But obviously, we'll find out here in just a moment whether or not that's going to happen. So, looking here, he does retire. Okay. What was his rating? Down to a 73. It was probably like, a high 70 before that. Jamie Benn, Nikita Kucherov with him. Tara Vinen, Evander Kane, Johansson, Trocheck, Strome, Skinner. I mean, you got a lot of names here. A lot of names for sure. So, big retirement class. Goaltending, Anderson, Gibson, Murray, Binnington. One of the bigger goaltender retirement classes. Merz Lincoln's there, of course. Was on our team for a bit before we made that big trade for Bobrovsky. And now before we get to the draft, guys, I'm curious what some players are going to ask for. So, Brant Clark, we need to know what kind of money we need. 11.6 million. So yeah, Seth Jones has to be out in order to keep him. Byfield, yeah, we're not going to keep him. We knew it was a one-year rental. I mean, we made the playoffs. Unfortunately, we came up short. I think those are really the only big ones. Pecker and Sanchez, like, they shouldn't be too much. 2.75 for Sanchez. I guess I should have extended him. The reason I didn't extend it was because I thought he'd be an AHL. Totally forgot, he needed that deal. So kind of screwed myself there. But luckily, should be able to play hardball with them during the summer. Goaltender-wise, like, we can run those guys, but I don't know. I don't think the goaltending was kind of up to snuff this season, so we'll see what happens. Their last draft, what does it look like? There's like a high franchise. There's not. 3 medium elites, followed by highs, top 4s, and top 6s. Medium elite, though, at 7. Sergei Ponikarovsky, potential to steal here. Victor Hedman, similar style, NHL ready. 7th overall pick. Wow. Ross, guaranteed medium elite. Gonna go 15. What the heck? Rob Brendamore, similar style, NHL 3 years, so obviously he'd just be like a guy we could trade, but still. Even Andy Subban there could also be medium elite. Take a look at the gems. We got 4 gems here, so yeah, Ross definitely got a pin. And the low top 6s, late 2nd, early 3rd, really not that great. Low elite though, early 2nd's not bad. And some Italy as well, interesting. And we've actually got 2 more guaranteed medium elites. 1 goalie, gonna go 2nd round. The other one's gonna go like, what is that, 4th, 5th round, Pronger. What a find. And now next year, guys, I'm offering the Avalanche 18th overall with Seth Jones to move up to 12th overall. Gaudet's just coming back for a roster spot. Also getting a 4th round pick. Trades accepted. Okay, so we should really get that centers guaranteed medium elite. Ninamaki there, 1st overall, 81 medium elite. There's also that defenseman, too, I was thinking about trying to make a trade for. Potentially with the Blackhawks. But I'm looking at our defense situation here. Even after trading away Seth Jones, top 4 is stacked. Of course, it is assuming we bring Clark back, who's actually higher rated now than Nerensky. Simashev there. We honestly might not need Jakula. 80 overall, they're going to grow over the summer. Jarechek's actually up to an 82, as long as he's cheap. I really don't mind those 2 on the bottom pair. And now next year, guys, I'm actually moving on from Tarasov, offering him the Dallas Stars for a 4th round pick. Finally gave him a chance to be the starter. He embarrassed me, under 900 save percentage. We'll see what they say. Trades accept. Another reason for this, too, I'll show you guys. The highlight that was in the AHL is now at 81. So between him and Samard, one of them's going to grow this summer. Even Houston could be that guy. Of course, we still got those 3 high starter goalies, which is just ridiculous. And if you look at our draft picks now, we have so many, so hopefully we can just, find some studs to use for trades. But just into here, guys, for our pick number 12, going to take that guaranteed medium elite in J. Ross. Let's see his rating. NHL 3 years, 62 overall, but still medium elite potential. It's got a few X factors. He's actually a grinder, so probably would have been an awesome future bomb 6 forward, but that's all right. And look at this, guys. So the Blackhawks there got Ponikarovsky, 78 overall medium elite, so I'm kind of glad, honestly, didn't trade for him. I thought he would have been at least a low 80. And then right behind him, Crab, there's another medium elite defenseman, 78 overall. So kind of funny, like Winnipeg, Montreal, Pittsburgh all missed out. And I just sent here to pick number 45. You can see Smithson, 61 medium elite, just got taken. Now, we actually had a medium elite goalie we were looking at. I think that was him. But Pronger's also medium elite, not going to 140. Oshie there, 90, guaranteed low elite. Look at this guy here, Jackson Winchester. NHL 3 years isn't bad. Similar style of Rick Nash. I mean, as the Columbus team, we got to take him. And 62 medium top 9. Doesn't really scream Rick Nash to me, but that's all right. Now, this next pick here, guys, I'm looking at Cameron Oshie. Supposed to be low elite. And he's a low top 4, 62 overall. Not, terrible there in the third. And now their 4th round pick, going to go after Jesse Mills here. He's got a good chance to be medium elite. And he is. Let's go. Only 57 overall, but still, that is like an awesome player we could use in trades. And at number 114 here, guys, another 4th round pick. We're going to go after Crawford here. Supposed to be medium elite goalie. And he is a medium elite goalie. 56 overall. No X factors, of course, but still, what a pick. And we're actually picking just 2 picks later, so honestly, we'll probably just reach a bit here, take Pronger, and then whatever picks we have left, we'll just trade for next season. He's also 56 medium elite, no X factors, but got some, pretty good steals there, and like I said, now we're just going to kind of look for a trade. So since there's nobody left I want, guys, I'm offering our 5th, 6th, and 7th to Oilers for their 5th, 6th, and 7th. Trades accepted. Obviously, the reason for that is just so we have more picks to work with now. The picks are also a lot easier to add to trades, because they don't have any salary or anything like that. That is it, guys, for our final draft. And I feel like that went pretty well for us. When we get 4 medium elites there, medium top 9, a low top 4, like, that was pretty solid. And so we're now into the re-sign phase here, guys, with $16.5 million in cap space. Again, Brandt Clark is our #1 priority. His ask is going up to 12.6. Okay, so I should extend him beforehand. Although, I don't think we have the dollars because Seth Jones is still on the team. 7 years, doesn't really get any cheaper, so we'll give him what he wants. I mean, 85% rule usually works better at the beginning of the season. Let's try like 11 by 7. 7-11 is a good number. I think he could say yes. Byfield, we know, is gone, but still was fun while it lasted. After that, Pecker, Sanchez, we qualify both. Try and get him as cheap as we can. Simashev, what does he want? 5.45. Luckily, we can qualify. Hopefully, someone makes an offer sheet and we get some picks back. Now, Pecker here was in the AHL. He wants 1.2. I mean, 1 year, let's go. 1.1 should say yes. Again, IFL, I think we're going to let go. Actually, did IFL... I thought for a second he might retire, but no, he's still playing. 37 years old. Looking for 1.125. He's 79 now. I'm going to let him go. Give a chance to the younger guy. Puchan's down to 76. He does not want Winsky to be captain in this franchise sim. I thought for sure, he'd retire eventually, but the fact he's still here, still kicking, is pretty crazy. Frazier, 26.78 power forward. I mean... doesn't really do anything much, but I think he did have a very good season. Yeah, 57 points. So I could just bring him back to be on the AHL team, except he wants way too money, so never mind. Also, too, guys, curious to see here, Adam Jaracek, what's he want? 3.3? What? Okay, we're going to qualify him. That is so much money. Also, too, we got to see Sanchez's ask now. 2.5. We need him for 1 year. He'll probably go up in rating. I would do like a 1.75 for 1. See what he says. And then in terms of goaltending, like I said, we're just running with the young guns. Crennan, Samara next season, maybe even Houston. We will need an AHL backup. Kavanaugh, 2070 high starter. He would fit that bill, so we'll keep him. Now, Aston here accepted our offer. Just an AHL player, same with Stanford. Clark there wants more money, which I figured might be the case. Sanchez wants to test for agency literally after his rookie deal. Pecker, though, said yes. That's good. Kavanaugh there, the goalie. Dragosevic, Tverdovsky. So Clark will try adding an extra 500K to. And then Sanchez will try 1 year, 2 million, just because I do really like his shot, so wouldn't mind having him back. Wow, so Clark still says no, which means probably gonna have to pay him 12 million bucks. Sanchez as well. And so there we go, guys. I gave Clark the $12 million he wanted. He said yes. And honestly, too, at this point, I think we should just play hardball with, like, Sanchez. Tons of other, qualified players who, should have a league min contract. They're asking for, like, 1.2 for whatever reason. So we'll just wait on those. We got 5.3 million to spend here. And I think we actually, like, have a fine roster. So just money to work with if we need it. Could also try and, of course, make a big trade. All right, guys, so after the free agency period here, curious to see who's available. Charlie McAvoy, was he not available like last year? Nathan McKinnon as well. Charlie McAvoy, though, wants $17 million. And there's a team interested at that price. Wow. Matvey Michkov, 26, he a UFA? He is. Wow. With him, you got Adam Fantilli. So number 2, number 3 pick are both free agents. Bedard, though, is not. Korchinski. Wow. Lecker-Mackey, Byfield, of course. Sandin Palika. Eiserman there, but still an RFA. Demidov there. I mean, come on. Horvat, Forster, Bergstrand, Larkin. Lawson Krause, actually. 8-7 overall, 5.3 million. That's pretty good. Last year, he had almost 60 points. Power forward there. Really good physical. I mean, wouldn't be the worst player to sign up. Actually, cheaper than him, Bo Horvat, 87 overall, 4.75. Not a bad player either. Jared McCann here, 86 overall, a good shot on him. Definitely some options. And next year, guys, we're just looking at goalies out of curiosity. Thatcher Demko, 88 overall. We almost could afford 916 last year, 287. We could go that route, try and make a trade for somebody else. Comiso wants 7.8 now. Last year, he had pretty solid numbers, actually. Okay. Vinny there's only an 84. Take a look here at two-way goalies, a couple of medium starters, both actually like in their mid-20s though. In terms of two-way skaters, Buller-Reese here, 1969 low elite. So again, I think these are just guys that like didn't get drafted. After that, really nothing too much. Blum here, 2578 low top 6, has pretty solid defensive stats. Maybe he could just be like a good guy for the bottom 6 in the AHL team. Also Jacob Chromiak, defenseman here, 870 awareness. Physical is not that great though. But honestly, I think we need AHL defensemen, so I don't mind giving him a contract. Also too, I saw further down here, Matthew Soto, 2580 high top 9. I mean, he could actually be pretty solid for the AHL team. Again, try and win them one more Calder Cup. And now check this guy out here, Weidman, 86 overall sniper. His shot's insane, 98 power, 93 accuracy. Obviously, kind of need a sniper on this team. That's why I brought in Byfield. I wouldn't mind making him an offer. 1 year. What's our max? Let's do like 5.25. Hopefully somehow Preds can't match that. Cost a second round pick. Definitely do it. I'll also choose Sumal here. You guys might remember we drafted 7th overall 2026. He's up to an 85 now, so I feel like the trade made was pretty solid. Chang there too, only 81, was another one of our medium elite picks. Now I just got this offer, guys, from the Florida Panthers, a 3rd and a 5th for Oshie and Nesbitt, low top 4, low top 6. Honestly, I'm leaning towards saying yes, just to have, again, tons of picks to work with if we need to make, you know, just slightly push a trade through in the final year. Just got a new NHL goalie coach. For some reason, goalie coaches are constantly leaving. Buller-Reese there, I think he was like the low elite. He signed with us. Thomas Hurdle, I'm not really interested in paying the $4.4 million. Matthew Soto said yes. Okay, so big player of the AHL. They actually got him on the NHL team right now. That defenseman as well, Chromiak, Blum there. All right, so Wyman, appreciate the interest. Decided to go with another team. Basically, signed with the Preds instead of us. That is fine. Figured we had to take a chance. Now, Bo Horvat's still here, guys, only asking for $4.75 million. I think he'll be, like, our secondary option if I can't swing a trade for, like, you know, some big superstar. All right, guys, so next year, trying to make a big-time trade for another star player. This time, we're going for Kevin Fiala. 1 year left with the Washington Capitals. I have him retaining 50%. 89 overall, 31 goals, 46 assists last year. Sniper, very fast. Has slowed down a little bit now at 34 years old, but you guys can see tons of X factors. Really good shot, 96 wrist shot accuracy. Still has good hands, 95 offensive awareness. Not bad defensive game either. I feel like he'd be the kind of perfect replacement there for Quentin Byfield, offering up one of our 3 high-started goalies. Tverdovsky is actually our highest-rated medium elite prospect. He's 20 years old, become 3rd round 2029. As well, Vetterl here, 2366 low elites, really looking like a bust. So kind of a free add-on for us that has some value. We'll see what they say. I'm definitely, you know, willing to add more. It's the last year, about to be. Trades rejected, values in there, especially too with them retaining. I figure they'd want, you know, more from us. So Ross here's a guy with a bunch of X factors. I feel like he'll have a lot more value, say, at the trade deadline. Could make a move with Mills right now. We've also got like multiple medium elite goalies, so could try even just moving one of those. Of course, we drafted 2 basically identical players. I'm not sure how much they'd want 2 goalies, but they're interested in all of them. Both Pronger and Crawford in 19, a 911 save percentage, 875. Guess we're trading Pronger. Throw him on here. Does this get to go through? Still rejected. Okay. Sounds like they don't also want Kessel. So Tverdovsky, Vetterl, Pronger. I'd be willing to add another medium elite prospect to this. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing that, we do have 2 second rounders. Try the Minnesota second round pick. Almost as much value as our first. Still rejected. Do we just do? Let's just do the first round pick. Who cares? Wow, they are playing hardball. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to add a medium elite prospect. Like I said, I don't really want to do Ross. But I would be willing to do Mills. We just got him. What was it? 4th round. A lot to give up here, but again, to get Fiala's 89 at that price, 3.6 million, is kind of, you know, worth everything here. 3 million elite prospects plus a low elite. There we go. A huge offer, but honestly, the fact that we still, you know, at the deadline can move Ross, can move our first, multiple other picks. We have 2 high elite goalies, or probably 1 since one will be in the NHL, plus another medium elite and all 3 high starters. We still got a lot of trade assets. And wow, guys, look at this. A random Blockbuster trade during the summer. Seattle gets Barzell and Roslovich. Pretty cool because Barzell played for the Seattle WHL team. And Washington there gets Crab, who must be a good defenseman, plus second round pick. So we're now in August, guys. We still have a few players who haven't signed a contract yet. Simashev here. He's looking for $2 million. Sanchez looking for $1 million. I mean, okay, we'll definitely do 1 year, $1 million bucks. Jarechek, he wants 1.4, so might as well wait and see if we can sign both Jarechek and Simishev, and then obviously just kind of play out the chemistry. And there we go, Sanchez did say yes. All right, guys, around the preseason, as you can see, you got $4 million in cap space just from setting down like extra players, only running a 20-man roster. Simishev was asking for $3 million now. We'll see Jarechek's ask 1.2, so we'll try, I don't know, 1.1 for Jarechek. Simishev here, we'll try like 2.75. That should work. And then, like I said, I mean, Simishev's 84, and we're probably signing him. We'll probably bury Jarechek unless the chemistry was just wildly, better with Jarechek than it was with Simishev. And there we go. Jarechek did say yes, hasn't played in the AHL. Simishev as well. Okay, so we'll try this out. And I actually noticed we could probably use a couple more AHL defensemen, guys. I'm looking at Alexeyev here, 70 overall, decent defensive stats, 94 shot block. He's also got 5-star physical, so I feel like just to play, bottom pair AHL, be a good player for us. And like I mentioned, you could probably honestly use 2. So just sorting by rating here, Zanetti, 26, 79. Looks to be just like a decent all-around guy, so sign him too. And now next year, guys, will show what the team is looking like heading into the final season. I feel like they should be good enough to win a Stanley Cup. So that first line's absolutely stacked. Zegras, Bedard, Celebrini. They're all 92 plus. They're getting a +3. Surprised, honestly, not more chem than that. We got Fiala on the second line with Johnson, Crystal, also getting a +3. Olis, Eriksson, X, Sanchez, still our third line. Pecker there, Jenner, Grand Pierre. You can see Jenner's down to 75. Again, the captain refused to retire. Defensively, no change to the top 4. Bottom pairing, we got Simishev and Jarechek right now. So they get a +3. If I put in Jakula, he's actually the medium elite there, 22 years old. Solid defensive stats. Quite slow though, I noticed, which obviously isn't the best. If I put him in, no chemistry boost, but again, he is elite. The other guy is the highest rated, 84. So let me know who should be our 6th defenseman, whether it be Jakula or Jarechek. In terms of the goaltenders, I'm actually trying something for fun. Caleb Curran, here's our starter. 8th year overall, high elite potential. Hopefully, he comes up big. I mean, looking at his gloves and stick, they're all 90 plus. Really, the only worry I think would be poise for him. And then the backup there, Warren Houston, he's the other high elite goalie. So I figured we got 2 high elites. Let's run them both. The AHL Samar there starting. He's the 81 medium elite. So going to be a great AHL starter. Kavanaugh there backing him up also isn't too bad. Look at the AHL forwards there. Pretty much all 80s in the top 6. Even the bottom 6 isn't that bad. Defensively, Nasko, Holloway, Zanetti, Alexeyev, Chromiak, Jagosevic. And that's without even setting down one of our NHL defensemen. So I'm not sure, like, we ended up, deciding to go Jarechek over the other guy. Maybe I'll trade him because he has medium elite potential. Going to have a good amount of value. Now, in terms of the captaincy, guys, I feel like with June Jenner now being a 75, maybe it's time, even though he's still on the team, he passes the C to somebody else. So in the comments, let me know. On top of, who should be our 6th defenseman? Who should wear the C next year? Does Jenner keep it? Does he give it to Bedard? Or does he give it to Renski? Again, I got Jenner locked up, almost $3 million. Definitely overpaying him, but I'm fine with it for one player. It's not the end of the world. And now next year, guys, I'll show you what our ratings are for that, final season, at least to start the year. Again, I'm planning on being pretty active at the trade deadline. We've got 100 offense, 98 defense, 83 goaltending. So if we can boost that defense just slightly, we'll be a 100-100 team. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit something down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.